The agenda is presented, John Gray.
Mayor Dixon, second.
Okay, any questions on the agenda? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Commissioner Geithner, by the way, is online. We don't have the mayor from Rama online, so. Okay, approval of minutes. Oh, public comment. Public can email general comments or questions regarding the agenda in advance of a meeting to PPACG office manager at conference@ppacg.org. Public comment speakers are limited to 5 minutes each, whether in person or via Zoom. Do we have anyone in person? And Jared, do we have anyone online? No one? Okay, thank you. Number 4, approval of minutes from the October 9th, 2024 meeting. If everybody's reviewed the minutes, I will take a motion to approve the minutes.
I move approval of the minutes as presented, John Graham.
Mayor Dixon, second.
Okay, that's been moved and seconded. Any questions? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, any opposed? Okay, we will go now to the Citizens Advisory Committee monthly report. Jim.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair, members of the board. Jim Godfrey, Chair of the Citizens Advisory Committee. Our meeting last week, so the challenges out there to the chair, ours lasted right at an hour. So we're going to try to speed it up for you. Now we had a good meeting done by Zoom because of the snow. It was the snow day, and we discussed the budget. And nobody asked for any detailed presentations. Everybody either had done a good job of reading their handout, or so we recommend to approve the budget as amended. There were 2 revisions that you'll discuss today with El Paso County and the city of Manitou. Nothing major. One of them just had to do with a little more detail about a particular project line, and the other one was where they hadn't allocated enough money to the Powers North deal for the required by the NDA. So the city had 6 contracts. We reviewed all of those and made recommendation to approve. Just for the record, we did have 2 abstentions by members of the CAC because their company was involved in one of the contracts. And so that process that we've discussed in the past is working for us. Paso County had 1 contract. We recommend approval to theirs. Then on the property acquisition report, there was a question. The city has a fairly large parcel of land out off of Mark Sheffel. And the question was just why such a large property piece of land. And it had to do with the road realignment that was going to take place on the east side of Mark Sheffel. That's going to go kind of through a major portion of that parcel. So the answers satisfied the question by the members of the CAC. And I think that was it. Just a reminder, we do have some CAC members up for information, and the appointment committee is meeting next week. So other than that, I'll be glad to take any questions.
Okay, are there any questions? All right, with that, I'll take a motion to accept the Citizens Advisory Committee monthly report.
Move to accept.
I'll second, John Graham.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, any opposed? Hi, Randy, how are you?
Thank you.
Okay.
Good, Holly. Thank you.
Financial reports, Lisa.
Hello, Lisa Corey. I'm the finance manager for the PPRTA. I have the sales and use tax amounts available, but the full financial packet is not available yet. It should be done before the end of the week, and I will email it out to everyone once that's available, but I didn't want to leave you with nothing. So for the month of September, our collections were $13,186,738. which did come in below budget by 38,760, which equates to -0.3%. When we look at our September collections for this year compared to September of 23, we collected less this year than we did last year by $416,969, and that is -3.1% difference. Any questions on those?
Are there any questions? Okay, no, we don't.
All right.
All right, that is our financial report and the 2025 budget presentation. This is just a discussion item only. Rick, did you want to go first or do you want me to have Lisa? Lisa.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So the 25 budget is built on the projected 150 million for sales and use tax. The total would be 163,811,157. That includes our projected interest earnings, transportation fare revenue, and the cost of tax collection. For the total 25 budget, the amount that we would be estimating to appropriate includes estimated carryover from prior periods. So that would be 493,937,110. Let's see. The admin budget would be set at 851,000. So that equates to 0.52% of the proposed revenue budget, which is below our 1% allowable amount. And then for, because the difference, since this is the first year for PPRTA 3 and we're closing up PPRTA 2, is we did have to close out PPRTA 2 capital reserves, and that was 8.2 million. So you'll see that coming out of the initial appropriation. And then we replenished it with PPRTA 3, that ended up being 8.7 million. So that was just to replenish that capital account for the new PPRTA 3. Any
Okay.
questions?
And the changes were that we had in El Paso County to add in the Powers Northern reimbursement, and there was a change at the city. What was that one, Rick?
I think it was
Or that was Manitou, just more description.
That was just adding some narrative from their May of 2022 submittal to the CAC and the board. They just wanted to add some narrative. It did not change any of the numbers
Okay.
for Manitou.
All right. So this is just a discussion item. Next month, we will open the budget hearing and have a full budget hearing and then have a vote on the budget. So that is it for that one. 8A, the City of Colorado Springs 2024 Capital Maintenance and Public Transportation Contracts.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Ryan Phipps. I'm filling in for Gail Sturdivant this afternoon. She is at the National League of Cities presenting a topic on traffic as it relates to the work that we're doing in the region. I have 6 items for you this afternoon. The first one has to do with the capital improvements and bridge asset management staffing. This is the program management contract that supports all the PPRTA projects. An RFP was issued in 2022. We had 3 respondents. LS Gallegos is our contract holder, and this is exercising the second option year. So the city requests that the board approve a contract change order to exercise this second option year in the amount of $3,088,739. The second item is for the Capital A list project, 8th Street, Motor City Way to Fountain Creek Bridge. This is for construction management services. So a couple months ago, we issued an RFP. There were 7 respondents, and ultimately, Basis Partners was selected to provide the construction management and inspection services for the 8th Street project. I will note that the total contract amount is different than the PPRTA contribution. That is because there are actually 3 activities happening here. We anticipate initially the bridge on 8th Street over Fountain Creek to be widened. That will be a spring, summer of next year activity, followed by utility work for that whole stretch between 24 and about Bear Creek, redoing the water main through that area, and then followed up by all the roadway work where we'll be doing curb, gutter, sidewalk, and the safety improvements. So accordingly, we've separated that out where CSU is contributing for the work to do the utility management, bridge maintenance, its piece as well, and then the capital A list portion to manage the roadway work. So overall, the city is requesting that the PPRTA board approve this contract with Basis Partners in the amount of $930,000 and the amount of PPRTA's contribution at this point is $530 and $15.
So I only have one comment. You do realize that's right in the middle of rodeo season on 8th Street.
We'll do our best to accommodate.
How are people going to get to the rodeo if it's, you got problems there? Okay, keep going.
Yep.
Any other questions? All right.
Our third item is for the Mark Shuffle Road improvements. This is for real estate purchases that Jim mentioned in the CAC report. These three purchases are within what we refer to as the package 2 limit. So north of Barnes up to Dublin, this is the area of work that we anticipate the contractor starting work in early 2025. There's a map at the back of this item. There are 3 parcels, 2 legal entities, but 1 common landowner. So there's the 3 properties, and this is a total of $786,200 for the purchase of the 3 properties in order to provide the widening of Mark Shuffle. The 4th item, hold on. The 4th item is for a key defense community project. The city has continued to develop the design at the intersection of Highway 24 and Peterson. The project's known specifically as the Peterson Space Force Base North Gate Access and Safety Improvements Project. The city competed amongst nationwide, and only 10% of applicants were actually awarded the grant funds. The city was one of that top 10% to be awarded construction funds in the amount over $10 million for this very critical military-related intersection improvement. This contract specifically relates to the engineering services to finalize the construction documents so that we can advertise construction and start this project next year. The amount of this request is $105,983. The 5th item is related to traffic supplies. In 2022, we issued an RFP for long life pavement markings. This is exercising the second option year with road safe traffic systems in the amount of $350,000. And then the final item I have for you is the annual contract renewals. These are all contracts that are all being requested by a city procurement to be rolled over and extended into next year following city procurement rules and requirements. So we're requesting that the PPRTA board approve and extend these contracts, which the city believes to be in the best interest of the city and PPRTA. These would be used on capital and maintenance projects.
Okay, are there any questions on the city's contracts? That's a long list of contracts there. So, all right, if there's no questions, I will take a motion to approve the City of Colorado Springs 2024 capital maintenance and public transportation contracts.
Mayor Dixon also move.
Yolanda second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you. Today we have Jeff Manchester here for El Paso County. So 8B.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Jeff Manchester, Deputy County Engineer for El Paso County, filling in for Josh Palmer today. Before you, we have just one contract approval we're seeking. This is for the South Academy Widening Project. The item is to increase the project's construction contract to incorporate additional federal money that was received for the project. The project was awarded $1,548,919 in federal funds, which were left over from the Charter Oak Ranch project. Included in this amount was a local match of $49,380, which is covered through PPRTA in-kind match or money already allocated to the project. As such, this results in a net increase of $1,499,539 of federal funds. Any additional PPRTA dollars are not required with this action, so there's no budget increase or line item adjustment required. And with that, I can answer any questions you may have.
All right, any questions? I will entertain a motion to approve item 8B, the El Paso County contracts.
I move approval of the item. John
Second.
Graham.
Second, Gonzalez.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that passes. Let's see. The next one we have is the transit report. Lan.
Good afternoon, Chair, Vice Chair, members of the board, Lan Rao Transit Division Manager. In your packet is Transit's monthly report. I would like you to look at this year-over-year table on page 95. Keep going. Yes, this table right here. This table lists the cumulative ridership information from January all the way to September. The year-to-date information as of September, as you can see from this table, we have seen a 1.3% ridership increase year-to-date, even if we were not able to provide 3 months of zero fare. Instead, we were able to provide 2 months this year. So the ridership trend is still holding up there. If we keep moving to the next table, we will see a slightly higher increase on the ADA paratransit side. We saw a 5% increase in ridership on ADA complimentary paratransit service this year. And what we noticed is we saw an increase on both the number of certified riders as well as the number of trips each individual is taking. So it is a positive trend that people are using the service and more people are learning about the service. Under the transit highlights section, I would like to cover our awards first. Mountain Metro Transit attended the state CASTA Colorado Association of Transit Agency conference this year, and we received 2 awards. The first one was for the Marketing Program of the Year 2024 for our Zero Fare program. And the second award that we received was for the Outstanding Coordination Initiative for our cold weather effort, working with El Paso County Office of Emergency Management to transport people in cold weather to shelters. We also would like to share that we're very proud 2 of our own staff members, Jacob Matson and Chris Kaplan, successfully graduated from this leadership program hosted by CASTA this year, and it's a multi-month long program, so we're very proud of them. Going back to the first item, this one's a little heavy. On October 14th at 8:30 a.m., a bus driver on Route 1 experienced medical conditions, and unfortunately, he passed away during service. It was early morning on South Academy. The bus was traveling southbound at the time. A quick thinking passenger jumped behind the steering wheel, jumped in the driver's seat, and was able to get control of the moving vehicle, and was able to park the bus safely at a bus stop. So we were very sad that we lost the driver, but we're very proud of the passenger who really came to rescue. So if you see a bus driver, please say your thanks. It goes a long way. Thank you.
Thank you. So we're sad to lose the bus driver, but we're happy that they were able to save the bus and save any people who were on it too. So that's good.
Thank you.
Okay,
Question.
go ahead.
The individual that to control and save the bus, are we giving them basically a lifetime pass?
That is a great question. We're offering him 5-year free bus passes.
Okay.
All
Thank you.
right. And Yolanda, go ahead.
Do you have the name of the driver?
I do.
Could we know the name of the driver? This morning we did a moment of silence for an officer that was, I think, killed and hit Yan Golden. And I'm really sad about this. It's very troubling. It's Route 1, which is a route that goes through Southeast. And it happened right on Academy Boulevard, Southeast Colorado Springs. A bus driver that serves my district, only 22 years old. And I'm devastated, actually. So I don't think it's anything funny to laugh about. It just, it's extremely sad.
Oh, 32 years old. Yes. And his name is TJ. I know him, his first name. And he actually has a family member, a twin brother who is also a bus driver. So it's a hard time for, very difficult time for our driver community. Yeah.
So let's take a moment of silence and say our prayers for TJ and the bus drivers. Okay, thank you. That was a good idea, Yolanda. We appreciate it. So, okay. And our condolences to his family and his brother. Let's see, we are up to 9B, the City of Colorado Springs monthly change order and property acquisition report. Go ahead, Ryan.
The change order log and real estate log are both in there, and happy to answer any questions if you have them.
Does anybody have any questions? Okay, and 9C is the change order and property acquisition log for El Paso County.
Jeff Manchester, I'll echo the city's comment. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay. All right, any questions? Okay, thank you. 10A, our contract with our consulting attorney. Rick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Eisnagel Seaver Pogue law firm has been providing legal services to the PPRTA since the RTA's inception in January 1st of 2005, excuse me. The board, October 22, the board approved a contract with ISP law firm for calendar year 2023, but with options, annual option renewals for 2024, 25, and 26. Ms. Ivy's law firm is requesting an annual extension for 2025, and PPRTA staff is recommending approval of that. Be glad to take any questions.
Okay, are there any questions regarding the contract with Jennifer and Eisnagel Seaver Pogue? All right, if there are no questions, I will entertain a motion to approve the contract.
Mayor Dixon also move.
John Graham, all second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, congratulations. We're glad to have you for another year. Now we have item 10B, the contract with our consulting lobbyist, Dan Jablan, who is on the screen. I saw. or at least he's on the phone. He was.
I'm
Go
on the
ahead.
screen.
All right. There you are. Go ahead, Rick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Dan Jablan and his firm, Cherry Point Strategies Group, has been representing the PPRTA board at the state legislature since 2018. The board has issued annual renewals with his firm since, and PPRTA staff is recommending a one-year extension for Dan Jablan's lobbying services for calendar 2025.
Okay. Dan, do you have any comments?
No, I'm honored to be considered to continue working with PPRTA. I've enjoyed our relationship and hope it continues for many more years.
Okay. All right. I will entertain a motion to approve the contract for our lobbyist, Cherry Point and Dan Jablan.
Lojinos,
You'll move that.
You move that.
And a second?
I'll second Brian Risling.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any further questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, thank you, Dan. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, we are up to item 10C, the appointment and reappointment of the Board of Directors, specifically for in January. Rick.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is just an information item, a reminder to each of the directors that pursuant to the board bylaws, each director shall be identified in writing annually by his or her appointing party for the upcoming calendar year. So each board director needs to pursue that with their respective governing bodies. Also, at the January meeting, the board will be requested to select its chair from the city directors, its vice chair from the county directors, and a board secretary. Just information. Be glad to take any questions.
Are there any questions? I know that we swear our new commissioners in the day before that, so we'll get you the letter. So, okay. Item number 11, agenda topics for the next meeting. Are there any proposed agenda topics? Okay. With that, I guess we're to item number 13. That's 30 minutes, Jim. We are adjourned. Uh-oh. Ryan, you have something?
Member announcements.
Oh, crap. Darn it. Member announcements. Okay, go ahead.
Just want to invite the board personally tomorrow at Circle Drive. We're having a media event to celebrate the transition from phase 1 to phase 2, which means that we'll be putting half of the traffic that currently use Circle Drive on the brand new eastbound bridges here around Thanksgiving. So it's a really exciting moment, and our very own councilperson Avila here will be speaking at that event.
Yes, that is a very important event. So we're glad that we were able to get those, at least half of the bridge fixed. Anyone else have any member announcements? Okay, so with that, we are adjourned. Thank you. Okay.